Welcome back to the 500 player battlefield where the Bretonnian clan will go head to head against the Coalition clan. Today we've got a very flat map with a shallow river running through the middle, only a small amount of trees, and there's a small hamlet where most of the fighting will be taking place. The flat open map means the archers are going to have a hard time finding cover and the cavalry are going to be reigning supreme. The shallow river isn't much of an obstacle, but it will slow you down temporarily when you cross it. And finally, most of the fighting will happen at this small hamlet. How will the clans use the buildings to their advantage? As I said before, we have the Bretonnians spawning on one side and the Coalition spawning on the other. I will go into the details of the teams as the rounds go on, but for now, let's get into the action. I'm your host, Ben Oni. Here we are in the first round of the Bretonnian Sunday event. Over 400 soldiers forming up as they prepare for battle. The first round was a warm-up. This is the real first round. This is the Bretonnian spawn point. And on this map, there's 3 objectives. The closest objective to the Bretonnian spawn is the A1, and that is the one we're fighting for this round. The Coalition, and the distance there, as you can see them marching over in their large units. 212 Bretonnians versus 218 Coalition. Very nice balance as both armies, and that's what they are. There are armies, and they're marching to war. Who will take the flag first? And it looks like the Bretonnians are going to get here first. The Aquitanians first to the point. A very nice, strong turnout for the Aquitanians as the arrows begin to fire. You can hear the arrows coming early. Getting those shields out. Look at these men without the shields out. Get out. The arrows are coming in. Look how many of them there are. Bretonnians returning fire. Baston covering the Heremots as they fire long range over towards the CI archers. I bet it's the CI archers. Both armies forming up now. Coalition cavalry moving round to the left side. Bretonnian cavalry in the distance looking for easy targets. It's a simple objective, but it's one of my favourite for this small hamlet. It appears there seems to be some sort of duel that might be happening, but I don't know if it'll be respected for this one. Both teams are forming up. It's the skirmish phase when arrows are exchanged. The SBCI are closing the gap early, crossing the river on the far right hand side. Breton and Baston are closest, but then moving round to the left. The entire of the BRE army is moving around this large house, looking to... Ah yes, the Coalition don't look quite ready for this. The IPL cavalry are there, but they're not in a good position. There's too many spears there for the Bretonnians. The Bretonnians have came round. They're forming up nicely. They're losing their initiative, though, as I can see some Coalition on the far side of the river. Harassing archers. The Moor clan have just came out of the farmstead. Breton are holding the bridge, but they're on their own. They're on their own. And the Moor clan are coming from behind. It looks like Paravon might be the only ones who can save them. And they're on their way now to save them. The rest of the fighting is about to go down. Aquitaine first in. Mousselon, Montfort, Castan next. Languille in support. Caron. Some Bretonnian elites on the right side looking to flank round. The Artenois on the far right fighting Marechal. Languille's joining the fight now on the right side of the Coalition line. Baston coming from behind the house, coming to reinforce somewhere. Where will they go? It looks like the Coalition are outnumbered here. Very much outnumbered, but over here, the Coalition outnumber Breton, who got caught out. Paravon fighting backwards now. The archers are still running, not doing a lot of work if they're going to be running. And the IPL cavalry come in, get a couple of hits. Very nice. The Bretonnians are doing well here, but they need to finish this part of the Coalition army quickly. If they don't, the Coalition army will come and flank them. And here comes the IPL cavalry. Nice charge through there, disrupting the Aquitanian line. But the Aquitaine is reforming once again. But too late. Here comes the SBCI. Coming into the back row. Bretonnia's got 15-20 less men at the moment. They need to consolidate quickly. There's not enough time. They're still fighting against the Coalition CI clan. Mousselon has been completely flanked. Baston and Aquitaine with large units I can see. But they're a mess. They're a mess, surrounded fully by different units of the Coalition. The Coalition in front by 20 soldiers. The IPL cavalry still strong. Where's the Bretonnian cavalry? It looks like the Bretonnian cavalry have dropped their lancers and they're fighting. Artenois look like they're going backwards here. Got a bit more than they can handle there maybe. Montfort still together. 74 versus 100. The Coalition are in favour of winning this one, and they might well take it early. It's a shame about Breton on that bridge. They got caught out. The lone soldiers holding the bridge. It's not enough. It's not enough. That all happened so fast. The last warriors of Bretonnia fighting. Octave, my squire. Low HP. Bretonnia took a bit too long there. They formed up nicely and they had that good attack around the farm. But ultimately, it didn't do anything, did it? Because they took too long. Once they formed up, they should have been charging early, and they may have got the coalition a bit sooner. They would have wiped out that first unit. They have to turn around and deal with the rest of them. But good job by the coalition by acting fast. Let's move on to the next one. So here we are on the second round. Let's have a look at the different units of Bretonnia. Here are the cavalry already moving out, made up of squires, mounted sergeants, and knights of Bretonnia. Then we have the Bretonnians in the white with the axes. Montfort, my unit, my men, in the black. We have the Bretonnian archers made up of different members of each of the different dukedoms. Artenois, the red. Aquitaine, we saw them earlier in the yellow and blue. Castan in the blue and black. Langui, a small unit today, but Langui, don't underestimate them, in the white and blue. The Heremolt archers, the hooded rangers from the woodlands. They are also archers. We have Musalon in the yellow and black with the snakes, the snake shield. Paravon in the dark purple and yellow. The Kingsmen, Coron, in the yellow, in the red and blue. And then we have the mighty Baston in the yellow and red. I think that's all the units for Bretonnia. The coalition is already here. Bretonnia begins to form up. I don't know who's commanding just yet. I'll have a look. I think it's Cassian. He's commanding the Bretonnian army. They form up their shields. And the coalition army has crossed the river. It looks like a duel is being offered in the centre of the battlefield as the coalition army hold. Will they respect the duel, or will battle start without them? We will see. Let's just get a quick look along the shield wall. Very nice. Very nice. Have a look here. It is Lady Mallory versus King Alex of the CI. The leader of Musalon and the leader of the CI are fighting. Their squires either side, or at least grave guard. So Alex with the mace. Musalon. Lady Mallory. A fierce warrior to be dreaded, but so is Sir Alex. Baston are moving up. The whole army's moving up. The duel will not be respected. The fighting goes on. Musalon. There's Musalon now, the unit. Ah! Oh, Lady Mallory killed him. Did you see that? A kick and a stab, and the battle begins. Bretonnia pushing very hard. Baston, Brion, Artenois pushing hard on the right-hand side. The coalition, Montfort coming through the middle. Coron coming through the middle, but the main bulk of the coalition's over here on the right-hand side. They saw Sir Alex die, and they want revenge. Marechal on the far right. There's no one contesting them. They're charging into the archers. They can flank someone nicely here, and they are going to. Musalon is the one on the wing, and they're the ones who are going to get the prick of the spear. Langui seems to be mitigating here. Bretonnian cavalry seems to be doing their best, but the IPL are also working well on the left-hand side. Aquitaine holding against the SVCI. The Knights of Santiago against Paravon. Coron seems to be struggling against the Order of the Lake. The two-handed pilgrims are smashing through the centre. Plenty of space for them to swing their two-handed swords. Montfort falling backwards. There's not many of them against them. That's an even fight there. Could go either way. Over here on the right-hand side, the Heremolts are supporting Baston. Artenois spread out very thinly along here. Will they win that fight? Hopefully, but they're very spread. Brion also very spread. No formations in sight. They should win this fight and head back. Bretonnia is losing by 20. The battle line is still holding though. Musalon still in it, despite Marechal's flank early in the game. There's a lot of key warriors here fighting and holding this left side against a much bigger amount of coalition. But it appears some archers are trying to get round the back side. And when they're round the back, there's all two easy targets here in the rear. Oh, the scores are so even. It's 120 versus 125 in favour of the coalition still. What's happening over here? This fight needs to end. But it appears the Moor clan looks like they've joined this fight over here. And it's made it last a bit longer than I thought it would. Coalition have done so well because Bretonnia caught them up for a moment there. And now it looks like they're just getting pushed around over here, Bretonnia. Getting pushed around by the coalition. And I don't know which way they're moving, but I think the coalition is dictating it. Quite a few soldiers alone. Bretonnia's melting away in the heat of the summer. And this round goes to the coalition. Good stuff, good stuff. Obviously that duel was quite distracting, but also morale can go high when your team wins. But the initial charge by the Bretonnians on that right side, I really thought that was going to be a bit more effective than it was. But of course, on the other side, the coalition also pushed their flank quite heavily. And pretty much neither side particularly won. But the coalition just did better killing. And no side was able to reinforce the other for Bretonnia. And with it, the defeat of Bretonnia comes. Two wins to the coalition, none for Bretonnia. Here we are over at the coalition spawn. The SVCI are moving out, the CI are moving out. Let's have a look at the different units. So this is the CI clan. They have multiple different units. And here's Sir Alex, who was defeated by Lady Mallory, but they took the win overall. This is also a member of the CI. The VSC clan, the Barbarian Round Shields. The Knights of Santiago, also part of the CI clan. See, let's get these guys. These guys in the Oval Shields. This is also the CI clan. The CI are also featuring the archers, and they always move out early, the archers of the CI. And they're getting these nice shots in early, which causes the Bretonians to get their shields up, slowing their advance. The Moor clan,
I see them.
the Bear Furs and Round Shields. The Order of the Lake in the robes and the two-handed weapons. This is also more members of the CI clan. The SVCI. Not part of the CI clan, but they have CI in the name. And it looks like we also have Gascony over here, a member of the BRE Dukedom. And I believe there's also one other unit, but let's see what's going to happen here. The fight is for the lake, for the river. No one is going for the objective. The Order of the Lake are going for the objective in the distance, but this is a good-looking fight. Marichal. Here's Marichal. They are also Bretonians, and they're on this team, and the Almagavers who are crossing the river now. They are also the final unit I haven't seen. Both sides seem to be staring at each other. Montfort on the far right, at risk of being divided and conquered. The IPL cavalry waiting in the background for their prey. The Bretonnian cavalry doing the same on the far left-hand side, waiting for the opportunity, waiting for the fighting to start. And that is when they will charge. The whole of the Bretonnian army is moving now to the left-hand side, but the coalition sense that and they're moving across to attack them. They need to do something. They need to hold or they need to fight. Baston taking the charge. Head on, fighting downhill. Brion in assistance coming along. The SVCI charge up against Montfort. Montfort alone as Marichal and the Almo come up on the left side. They've got a lot they can chew there. And it looks like Bretonnia, this is not good. Bretonnia is split. All these units of Bretonnia are now going to get destroyed. There's no way they can win this. If they do, it'll be a miracle. Bretonnia moving over. See, look, they're just getting swamped by the overwhelming odds. Bretonnian cavalry not sure where to go. I'm sure they'll find a way. Bretonnia have moved to the far left. They're going to kill everyone over here, but there's not many guys to kill over here. Waste of time. But they captured the objective. They captured the hamlet. Paravon moving out. Langui pushing. Aquitaine holding against Gascony. Castad and Muslin holding this side of the bridge. Baston, Brion, Montfort destroyed. They got caught out there. The coalition did such a good job at monopolising on the transitioning of the Bretonnian army. 25 advantage to the coalition. Musolon and Castad now in trouble as they're the new targets for the rest of the coalition army. The Bretonnians still are, they have pretty much finished over here. Now they need to go back to the riverside and they need to hold along this bank. Hold along this bank before the coalition can get a decent foothold, but it looks like they already are. Musolon's buckling a little bit. Langui stuck against that wall. Paravon flanking round. Where are they going? There's no one over there. A couple of archers. Waste the potential. The numbers are only a 10 difference though. Can Bretonnia hold them off? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? The coalition are fighting hard. Paravon are charging in the back lines over there. Caron's over there as well. They need to be over here. Aquitaine fighting. There's a big mishmash, an absolute mix of different coalition units here, but it doesn't matter. They're pushing the attack. They're not relenting. It's only a 10 difference. 100 coalition versus 90 Bretonnians. But the coalition are pushing against Aquitaine. Aquitaine falling back, losing their formation. Don't regroup now, boys. Keep fighting. 5 difference. This is so even. This is so even. It's pretty much even numbers now. Both cavalry units have split up and they're fighting individually at their sidearms. As a cavalryman, you can only use your spear or lance if you stay in the formation. If you break off from the formation, you have to drop your long-range spear and you have to use the sidearm because they're very overpowered. This Bretonnia might do it. I might eat my words here. Paravon and Caron are fighting over here. They are losing, but they're delaying double their number, preventing them from being effective. That's what. Think of it like this, guys. If you're one guy distracting 2 people, even if they kill you and you distract them for a long time, you've done a bloody good job. Because in that time, you're outnumbering them somewhere else and you can win. And for the first time, Bretonnia has taken the lead. I don't regret anything. For sure, those Bretonnians got caught out. For sure. But they did so well over here, destroying the coalition on this side of the river at the objective, and then turning and managing Aquitaine, Biggie, Musulon, Castan, especially Artenoir, so well at stopping them from pushing that advantage. Very good round for the Bretonnia. Very good round. I'm not afraid to put my hand up and say I'm not very wrong. Often I know when the battle's won or lost. Then I was wrong. Good fighting. Let's move on to the next one. You may notice I have a camera in the bottom left corner. That's me. I thought, I love this game. I've been playing it for a long time, and you know what, there's passion here for me. There really is, and I think I can share that by you seeing my actual reaction. It is the A objective again. I love this flag, I really do. And here the boys go, moving out once more. For the God knows how many battles I've seen, but it never gets old, because you never know. On this scale of this many players, the arrows begin to fire. The shields aren't out yet. You can hear the arrows hitting flesh, but the shields are out now. The army slows, but they continue their march towards the A objective. The coalition get there first, but they're not as strong as the Bretonnian clump, the Bretonnian mass, which is about to cross that rickety bridge. Will the bridge break under the weight of the heavily armoured Bretonnian warriors, or will it hold like their resolve? It is 2-1 in favour of the coalition. The coalition are here. Gascony formed up on the left side of the small house. Aquitaine already got their shields up. Brion, Baston with them. Are they going to move forward, or are they going to fight in that choke point? It looks like some of the coalition might be pushing around the right hand side, and I bet there's some coalition around here. A lot of archers. They do come around here. Here we go. This is going to be a fight. Paravon, what are you doing, Paravon? Get out of there. They're playing their initiative. They're forcing the hand of the coalition. Paravon, the bravest warriors, the first in. Coron around there on their own. They're going to get outnumbered, and those two units push round. The Moor and the Knights of Santiago. The fighting has begun here in the centre. Let's have a look. Paravon. And everyone goes in at the same time. Do you see that synergy? As the Bretonnians surge forward. Brion on the left side. They've got a lot to handle here, especially this chap down here. They've got a lot to fight there. Look at that crush. And look how thin the coalition line is. They're going to push through for sure, but if you look on the left-hand side, there's a lot of coalition across the bridge. You have Artenoir and Castan holding the back lines with Langui. Probably more coalition over there, but the Bretonnians are breaking through in the centre. The IPL cavalry circling like sharks. The Bretonnian cavalry on the left side trying to help Castan and the rest. Bretonnia has broken the centre of the coalition mass, and the fighting is well on the way. 194 versus 196. Men are becoming weak as the swords and the spears and the maces are blunted on the corpses of the fallen. 180 versus 183, very even. Bretonnian cavalry still together, the IPL cavalry still together. Coron outnumbered but doing their best. Let's have a look at the cavalry. The IPL cavalry are moving around, going around for another swing. I'll try and capture that when they come back round. Brion, Aquitaine doing very well. Not many coalition over here. Bretonnia seem to be doing the better this round for the first time. They seem to have the first half of the round. Bastard and Musulon playing together as they're pushing back against the coalition. Where's those knights? Where's those knights? Oh, here they are. They came in through the back row. They're still in formation. They still have their lancers. They're still killing. Bretonnia, 10 advantage now. It looks like the coalition has no formation, but I can see Montfort there together. Musulon together. Paravon together. The knights of the IPL together as they come on through, knocking over friend and foe alike, but mainly attacking the enemy. 20 advantage now for the Bretonnians. They hold the objective. They have a lot of cohesion. Their archers are in the houses, shooting out of the windows. This one's surely going to go to Bretonnia, but you never know. I can't even see any other units of the coalition that are worth mentioning other than the archers completely out here. Surely the cavalry's going to come from now. Watch this, ready, here we go. Of course, he hit him, but didn't kill him. Great round. Very effective. I love Paravon's balls of just getting in there, and they put their shields on the floor and they went, we're here to fight, and they did. They fought, they begun the battle, and Bretonnia followed through. 57 versus 30. Well into Bretonnia, making it 2-2. The coalition now even once again. The battle on a knife's edge. It could go either way, and we are all right there. Let's move on to the next one. Coalition, angry, ready, eager. It is the C objective, which is on the Bretonnian side of the river. The coalition move out All of these guys, all these clans are very experienced. The CI, the largest of our allies who come to fight against us. And then, of course, we have Almo, SBCI, VSC, the more. Oh, am I forgetting anyone? I don't know. But we fight every Sunday, and we love it. Look at the CI, as always. And these guys, always the first to be shooting. Always. I like it so much. It's a really nice thing to see, and they know they're doing it. Good job to the CI archers, as always. I don't know if they swap them out or anything, but for sure, they must have someone leading who knows what he's doing. The Bretonnians, very nicely. Oh, quickly, let's just turn this off dead quick. I want to get some nice shots without the banners. Let's do a nice sweep over whilst we still have time. The Bretonnian army, Artenoir forming up next to Baston in that gap. Montfort, Aquitaine, the archers firing between the shields. Langui looking for a spot. It appears that the fighting is almost about to start. Oh no! Here we go. Let's quickly change this. It's really lame that I have to do this, but I have to do this. And we're back. Oh, I didn't turn it on very high, so it's quite faded, but let's see if we can see what's going on still. Almagarva, the Order of the Lake. VSC are pushing up now. It looks like the SBCI are on the far left, looking to flank. Let's watch from the coalition side this time. They're moving up, they're pushing. The coalition are taking the initiative. Small units are going on around the right. They're really pushing this right side. Bretonnia seem a bit flustered. They're moving backwards. Paravon are engaged. Montfort moving up with Aquitaine. Mousillon looking to fight in. The BSC have just flanked Paravon. Paravon are completely outnumbered. Mousillon going to try and aid them there. On the far right hand side, Almagarvan and the Order are chasing after the archers, after Langui, after Castan. Over here on the left, the main fight. Aquitaine and Montfort holding strong here against Gascony and the CI. The Corrodians have broken through here and are trying to they've made a hole here, almost just like what the VSC did, pushing here on the flank of the CI unit. Let's stay on this side of the battle. Bastard fighting against the Knights of Santiago and some of the CI. The Knights of Santiago are very spread. So is Brion. Brion falling backwards against the might of the SBCI. Artenoir spread again. Always spread at the moment. There's a lot of on the flanks. It's normally like this. The fighting spreads out. There's a lot of duels, and then in the centre you normally have these tighter fights. The SBCI. The SVCI are everywhere, all over Brion. Brion! Come on, Brion! Coalition are winning by 20. Knights of Santiago still have somewhat of a formation against Baston. They've just been hacking at each other. Montfort the same against Gascony. Aquitaine, very strong still in the centre. Always reliable to hold a centre. Paravon, I'm surprised there's many Paravonians left. The more getting stuck in there. Almagarva, not many of them left, but they're getting in there. Now Aquitaine's been surrounded. With Mousillon, with Paravon, with faith in their lord, in their king. They will survive. Or will they die? Brave warriors. Charge out. It looks like they're pushing back. They are pushing back a bit. That's nice to see. The fighting on the left-hand side is completely broken out, but I can pretty much only see coalition members over here. This is the last of the warriors. The Mousillon flag, the Aquitanian flag, the Langui flag are all that remain of the Bretonnian army. And let's see which one falls first. Nice fighting there. Coalition, very, very good attack. Very good attack. There's Mousillon's flag goes down. Langui's flag goes down. The Aquitanian flag goes. It's not down yet. The Aquitanian flag. It's not down yet. Is he going to be the last to die? Near enough. Second to last, third to last to die in the whole team. Yeah, brilliant coalition aggression at the start of that. They pushed up so nicely on that right side, and then the BSC with that cheeky little forwards and right cutting off Paravon. Yes, Paravon survived, but not many of them. And that's the kind of play that you need to do to win. So you have to think outside the box. Bretonnia's advantage is they're a big, cohesive team. The coalition's advantage is there's a lot of small units thinking for themselves, and they can think individually. And different scenarios, different times, that's good. Different times, it's bad. Very good fight. 3 rounds for the coalition, 2 for Bretonnia, and let's move on to the next one. So here we are on the new round. It's the C objective again, which is on this side. Not very far for Bretonnia to travel. Not a chance. They formed up ever so nicely last round. However, too static, and they moved backwards. But moving backwards at half the speed that the coalition's moving forward isn't going to achieve anything. And they really felt that then. I think That wasn't a good round for Bretonnia. They were reactive, not even reactive. The coalition were very aggressive and the right kind of aggression. The leader of the Bretonnian army is Cassian de Paravon, the leader of the Parovians. The archers, the CA archers, already there shooting. He's looking for a spot for the army. He's not allowed to attack as a commander. He's just looking at where the army's going. He sees them crossing, and he's commanding the Bretonnians to form up at this very moment, and they're going to form up at the flag, as you can see. The armies are pairing. Coalition know by being aggressive, they're getting the better. And they're already coming, look. They know. They know. The IPL cavalry coming through. CI archers shooting on the far right hand side at the Herimalt archers, who aren't quite with the formation yet. And for that, they're taking arrows, trying to dodge them, jumping bushes, jumping arrows, trying to get away. The Robin of the Hood men. Bretonnian cavalry do a bit of a sweep round, but with this many spears at this early of the game, it's hard to get a decent flank, decent charge. The Order of the Lake, Bretonnian warriors looking in the back lines. Which side are they going to support? Often they will expose a flank, or they will charge through the middle as the shock warriors they are. Those two-handed weapons do so much more damage than the one-handed ones. However, their shields are pretty much discarded once they wield them. Okay, Bretonnia moving a bit quicker this time. The whole army is moving right, but they're still a bit static for my liking. Gascony, Almo, CI already charging. The whole of the CI, the coalition army is pushing this right flank. But here goes the coalition. Let's get an overview, actually, a big overview. So the Bretonnians are pushing. Oh, nice charge by the IPL on that flank that the coalition's pushing. That's going to do a lot of damage. They might have lost 1 or 2 horsemen there, though. Bretonnia has completely gone round the right-hand side. The armies have swapped places. The coalition is still rotating here on the left, but Bretonnia is still rotating there on the right. A large clump of Breton and Aquitaine there, I see in the middle, pushing through. Artois have moved to the left to mitigate the push of the coalition. The main fight seems to be here. It looks like Mousselon needs some help. Keep those shields up. Help is coming in the form of Breton. Montfort with Aquitaine there. Marechal looking to charge the archers to take them out of the battle for a small amount of time. If left unchecked, archers do a lot of damage. The Order of the Lake fighting against Paravon here on the right. Aquitaine and Montfort fighting there. No formations here, boys. Very spread fighting going on all across the board. IPL still in formation, getting those nice outskirt battle kills. A lot of archers spread out here in the back rows. The Bretonnian archers seem to be over here. Bretonnian cavalry looking to make a nice charge. Let's go. Here comes Alfred. A very experienced mounted man he is. 154 coalition versus 144 Bretonnians. It's anyone's game. A quick fly through, because at the moment there's not much cohesion going on. Bretonnia needs to reform. Paravon, Aquitaine, Montfort are the units I can see are together. Most of the coalition seem to be quite spread. The SBCI are still fighting together here against those units I just said. The line seems to be reforming once again to a degree. Bretonnia is slightly in the lead, but it's not enough to give an advantage in my opinion. Herimalt told to reform because they've just been absolutely chased off by the Marechal, the Grey Shield earlier in that fight. The Bretonnian cavalry still going. I like it. Let's get it. Let's watch these guys for a little bit. 80 Bretonnians. Oh, it's still even. Nice. He's discarded his spear because he's broke formation, and now he's looking for. Got a hit there. He might not have killed him. Got another hit there. Charging through the battlefield. Spearman, the enemy of the horse. Don't turn your back to cavalry. Nice, another kill potentially. 40 versus 56. A lot of Bretonnian archers are over here on the outskirts of the fight, and that might be the difference. That's the difference. It's even if the coalition gets some miraculous kills over here, those arrows are going to be trouble. And the Aquitanians are still kind of formed here. There's a bit of a unit of Aquitanians here, distracting a lot of the coalition. They now double the number of coalition, and this round goes to Bretonnia, making it 3-3. Very nice round. Wow, both of those units. Yin and Yanged it, I called it, where they rotate round one another. That actually should happen in nearly every fight. If one team does that more than the other, then they generally flank round the whole army. But that was really nice. They did do a nice swap around there. It turned into an absolute mess, and it was a long time before there was any cohesion left on the battlefield. But as the numbers went down for both teams, because it was even till the early one there, and it just seemed like, I guess because the Bretonnian archers were still kind of all together, they were able to get that little bit more damage in, a few more extra kills, and that got Bretonnia the victory. And Alfred became top player for that round. Good job, Alfred. Alright, this isn't officially the last round, but it's free in this video. And it's free. Sorry, I just see who was slain. It's free in this video. So this is going to be the final round, because the round after this, I'm going to play. Montfort, first to move out. It's the B objective, which is on the opposite side, the coalition side. Let's get over there now. The coalition moving over to the objective. Sometimes people charge straight over and ignore the objective, which is absolutely fine. The objective takes a very long time to capture. So it's more of a guideline of where the battle's going to be than actually where you need to fight. For sure, it's all about just defeating the enemy army. So the coalition, quite spread at the moment. Let's get a big overview. So we can see the CI archers on the left with some CI infantry. It looks like they're using these spearmen maybe to help them against the cavalry. The cavalry choose, because cavalry are very experienced in this. And they will go for the archers if they're alone. And they're moving. Are they going to cross the river, these archers? Potentially, and they could do a nice flank. Alright, so the coalition forming up, but they're still all moving to the left. Bretonia's crossed the river early to get on this side. Keeping the river to their flank will help not be flanked. It looks like there's archers in the woods on the left side here. Arrows begin to fly for both teams. This is probably the first round where I've seen Bretonians actually start firing first. So they can't lose this one. This is the one I want Bretonia to win. Of course, it doesn't matter. It's all good fun. Let's just hope there's an epic battle. And here comes Montfort, the Montfortian flag up front. No fear. No fear. Is that Noel? It is. It's Noel on his sergeant trial, looking to become a sergeant of Montfort. The Bretonian army moving forward in unison. I like it. Here we go. The sun on the left. The coalition ready. The battle on the way. The shield wall of the coalition looks formidable. But is it enough? Here they come. The charge. The crush. The crash. The dying. The battle's on the way. Paravon, Musalon, Caron and Castan are pushing hard on the right side of the coalition army. Some of the units of the coalition are trying to mitigate it, but not a lot. Brion about to fight against the SVCI. That's a nice matchup. That's a nice matchup. Very similar unit. More looking to support the SVCI. Look, there's a lot more Brionians by the looks of things. Brion did charge, but it looks like they're actually reeling backwards there. A lot of their elite units with the two-handed axes on the left-hand side. Fighting against the Moor. Langui fighting against Alma. That's another nice matchup. Baston fighting against Marechal. They're pushing back. Are they pushing back on purpose? No way is Marechal pushing back Baston, but maybe they are. Artois spread. That's their fighting style, Artois. Very spread. Aquitaine, the opposite. Always very clumped as a defensive unit. Montfort, my unit, fighting in the front row. That's what I like to see. It looks like the CI are kind of coming around here a little bit. Montfort, keep going. Paravon, great unit, fighting. Bretonian cavalry going down the line. 160 versus 100, completely even. Anyone's game. The fight on the right side is complete. Look how spread that is. Wow. Don't chase. What are you doing? Who are you chasing one or two guys for? Get out, leave them alone. Go back to the fight. Musalon got the message. They're going back to the fight. Paravon, they're okay. Bretonia, pretty much even with the coalition for numbers at the moment. This is where the main formations are, and the main coalition formations over here. Hunting down Baston and the archers of Bretonians. Hunting them down. Marechal, Almo, Moore. Pushing against the remnants over here. Coalition have an advantage by about 5. Montfort, very spread. Paravon, very spread. Aquitaine, a nice clump of them still going. Musalon, I can see them there. The SBCI still fighting. 85 versus 85. Very nice. The archers, easy prey for the cavalry. Not a nice map for the archers at all. Trust me. They're fighting. Of course they're fighting. That's all you can do in this game. There's a lot of Bretonian cavalry. I can't see any IPL cavalry left over. And I think that's the nail in the coffin for the coalition. Is that the nail in the coffin for the coalition? 60 versus 45. It is. It's just having cavalry, having archers. It's just such an advantage. Good fighting by the Bretonians. So it's a bit biased because the coalition did win the first round, but a lot of people crashed. The numbers weren't that even, and I didn't record it. So for this video, Bretonia take the win, but on paper it's even, and we'll leave it at that. Good fighting by the coalition. Good fighting by Bretonia, and now I'm going to have a game. Maybe I'll put this game in the video, maybe I won't. If it's a bad game, we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to join Bretonia, the details are in the description for our Discord. And we play four times a week. There's so many events, guys. You don't need to be good at the game. That's one thing as well. There's so many people who join with like 2 hours played on Bannerlord. That's pretty much them just like testing out the single player. We can turn the newest players into warriors, and it doesn't matter how good you are. Even the best player in the world can die easily in the scale of these battles. Thank you very much.